Yeah, guys played well tonight. Obviously, a big win for us. Conference play. Kind of stay the course, Don't get too high or too low, but there's no question tonight we played well against an opponent that we have nothing but respect for. Jamie does a great job. I think this is an NCAA tournament team, in my opinion. So for us to come on the road and really control the game, I thought for most of the 40 minutes speaks highly of our players. Also want to recognize the crowd. They had a great crowd tonight. It was a fun game to play in and compete in. So nothing but respect for TCU and Coach Dixon.
Questions for Courtney, please? Raise your hand.
Courtney, do you guys, last couple games, do y'all feel like maybe some things are starting to kind of come together? Let's be honest, what is a pivotal time? What's ahead?
Our main message is just taking it one game at a time and just knowing that we have a lot of room to grow. I think the past couple of games, our mindset is to win and win by any means. So tonight's game was just us playing for each other, and it was just fun playing for your teammates and then playing through mistakes and having your teammates back.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Courtney, you said, win by any means. How much does the play of, guys like Timmy and Christian and especially Brock down low just scrapping, how much do they embody that?
That was our message before the game. It's our bigs, our playing their bigs, and I think that happened tonight. When you got them playing like that, it only inspires the guards to play good. I think it was just a team effort tonight.
Yeah, I think 22 fast break points. If it's not a season high, it's got to be close to it for you all. How much of that was a focus coming in this game, just turning, turnovers or something, just getting easy buckets for you guys?
It just shows that we can play in a lot of different ways. We can play in transition, half court. We can go down low. We can play through our guards. There's so many things to our team. That's what makes us great. And it's just we're starting to click. We just got to keep it going and not be satisfied with this win.
I know y'all heard those, F Texas chants and everything else. How fun is it to play in an environment like that?
Not being from Texas, so I don't really understand it, but I kind of enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the things that I like throughout my life is just being an underdog.
Kind of going off that, you guys went on an 11-0 run in the first half. How important was it to kind of take the crowd out of it early on?
We wanted to swing first. I think that was a momentum for us, and then just carried throughout the game. They made their runs, and we did a good job with just keeping them to not as long as they're supposed to be, but I think we did a good job just coming out early swinging first.
Two last ones for Courtney.
Courtney, who were you pointing at first of all?
I was pointing at my trainer, so yeah.
That Trey's dunk and whether that technical foul there, but whatever, Timmy flexing. How important is y'all to be playing with some swag to have a little good feeling?
Speaking of swag, that was his message for us, to get out of our shells and just play tough and play with that swag. And then Timmy does a good job with that, and we just follow his lead. And then Coach talks about not getting texts, but if we're winning, I think we should probably get a couple more texts.
Last one. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
See you, boy.
Yep.
Questions for Coach, please?
Coach, what about that?
Courtney out for the right.
Different vibe from these guys. I know you don't want technical fouls, but just these guys be playing with confidence. Every coach wants that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. There's so many close one-possession games in the Big 12, and certainly when you get to the tournament, national tournament. So we've always kind of prided ourselves in not having player techs. But I recognize the intensity in tonight's game and how hard the guys wanted to play. I didn't see Trey's. I know he dunked the basketball and something happened, and I think Ramey pointed up to a family member in the stand. So, but these are the best officials in college basketball. They're really good at what they do, and we trust them. So we just have to work on it from our point of view, making sure we're a little bit more disciplined. But the fight and the competitiveness, there's nothing wrong with that.
Coach, was this your most complete game in the Big 12?
And when we tell you guys we go one at a time, we really do. I don't really look back, and I don't look too far ahead. But we've had some good moments. I think a couple of our home games we played really good 20-minute halves. But I thought tonight, we absorbed some foul trouble tonight. We absorbed some things that didn't necessarily go our way. We just kept chipping away. So I think the power of our bench, I've said from day one, my tune's not changing. I think our depth can be an asset. And I thought tonight was a great example. Devin, Brock had some great contributions off the bench. How about our forwards tonight? I think we had 11 or 12 assists from those guys. And, Brian, I checked that out. I still want those guys handling the ball around the basket and facing the basket. So it worked out for us tonight with those guys showing their skill level. So I thought we had a low turnover game. We out-rebounded one of the best rebounding teams in college basketball. We were dialed in. TCU's really good. I think it was more about what we were doing tonight than what they weren't doing.
Yeah, Chris, just with Timmy, it seems like his timing on the cuts and slashes to the rim, are really precise. It seems like the guys are kind of figuring out when to hit him. How valuable is it to have a guy who knows, when to go, and how much of that is just sort of organic, Timmy doing his own thing, and how much of that is by design?
Yeah, two of the best cutters I've ever coached were on the floor tonight. Micah Peavy, somebody I have a lot of respect for, and it's kind of weird coaching against your guys, but this is 2022 college basketball with the portal and all, but wish Micah the best too. And I haven't coached a better kid than Micah Peavy, and always pull for him, but he's a great cutter. And Micah put us in some jams tonight. Then certainly on our end of the floor, we've got some guys that can really cut too. Timmy's always been a guy that can play without the ball and with the ball. And I think tonight some timely cuts. I agree with you. We're big baskets when we needed them most.
Coach, your bench points, you outscored them 22-8. What do you think that says about your team, the fact that guys can come in off the bench and contribute immediately?
Yeah, I think our depth's an asset. It's not always pretty, especially early, first year, kind of getting things together. But there's no doubt about it. I think we're built to be a team that can overcome some adversity. And you got to have that. You got to have some depth to win in this league. I thought tonight it showed up great. I also want to recognize Andrew Jones. Andrew and I are from the same hometown, Irving, and whenever you come to TCU, it's a big game for everybody. And I thought Drew was poised tonight. That ball was leaving his fingertips and wrist really well. I wanted him to shoot it every time he got it tonight. He was dialed in. Low turnover game, had 3 assists, rebounded the ball. That rebound he got late in the game was a huge one. So Drew played with great poise tonight. Looked like the veteran that he is. Super proud of Andrew Jones.
2 last ones. Go ahead, Brian.
These guys are aware of what's going on. Does falling out of the AP poll get their attention and knowing what games y'all have to go and where y'all are at in the season?
Yeah, I have no idea about the polls, and I don't know if the players know that or not. We're in the Big 12. This was the 7th game, I think. The next one's we make the turn. 8th game. The next one we make the turn. We got the Tennessee coming up. So I'm concerned about a lot of things. The polls are not one of them.
Coach, you mentioned, the respect for TCU, but you are 8-2 now against Jamie Dix. I know every team's different, but anything you attribute to that success to?
No, Jamie's one of the best coaches in the country. We've had some really good players, as he has, but I don't read anything into that. I met Jamie when I was a junior college coach at Fort Scott Community College, and I think he was an assistant at Pitt, and a lot of respect from him from day one all the way up until tonight, and we wish these guys the best. It's got nothing to do with my record. We're here at Texas, and we're trying to win the next game on the schedule.
One last quickie. Thanks all.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.